Our next speaker is Dr. Janil Puthucheary, the Senior Minister of State, Ministry of Transport and Ministry of Communications and Information of Singapore. Please welcome him to the stage.
Good morning, and on behalf of my colleagues from Singapore, thank you for the invitation to speak. In Singapore, we are a small island state, 700 square kilometers in Southeast Asia, with 5.5 million people. Ethnically diverse, most religiously diverse country on the planet. 5.5 million people. That's the same as the population of Finland, but squeezed into an area 500 times smaller, making us one of the most densely populated countries in the world. We have no natural resources, no agriculture, not enough water, no local sources of energy, and we're externally dependent on food imports. How have we survived? For centuries, we have had to be committed to open trade, to globalization, to be integrated into the world economy in order to prosper and grow. And since our independence in 1965, 53 years ago, our story has been characterized by a sense of dynamic growth and by the key characteristic of transformation. Why transformation? Because as an open and integrated economy, integrated into the world, integrated into the winds of globalization, we have been exposed to all the challenges as well as the opportunities of globalization. And we have had to transform ourselves repeatedly in order to survive and thrive in our competitive world. So today, we are one of the most networked countries in the world. A center for aviation, for shipping, for finance, for innovation, for technology. But the transformation of our cities can and needs to result not just in economic growth, but also a significantly better lived experience for the next generation, to give meaning to our efforts. It can be done, it has been done. As a result of plans, investment, foresight decades ago, today, even as we continue to grow, Singapore is becoming greener. It's now the greenest city in the world. And we have today more trees than people. 5.5 million people, 3.5 million citizens, 5.5 million people, and 6 million trees in a small, densely populated city-state. Technology can transform our cities to make them more livable for our children. Our efforts to transform haven't stopped, cannot stop, and today our efforts in Singapore are organized under the banner we call our Smart Nation Initiative. And what do we hope to achieve by our Smart Nation Initiative? Nothing less than the total transformation of our country, again, through technology. Starting with our economy, we have launched 23 industry transformation maps, roadmaps engaging industry digitalization plans at their core. We've launched a digital government blueprint, committing to re-engineer government services, regulation, policy making, take advantage of the best possible tools, and we have a digital readiness program that we launched earlier this year to ensure that our efforts are always inclusive by design. These benefits cannot be for the people who live in the city center. They cannot be for the early adopters, the 10%, not even the 80%. They have to be inclusive by design so that the benefits are spread to all our citizens. We have begun work on a number of national strategic projects. And each of these projects is an opportunity to deal with market failure, an opportunity to develop local capability, an opportunity to reconsider our policies and our governance. All of these are platforms that create opportunities for the private sector to further develop value-add services, and each is a key enabler of the plans that we call Smart Nation. The strategic national projects that we have started and we will deliver a national digital identity system based on a smartphone platform that is technology agnostic, an interoperable e-payment system that does not lock us into a single vendor, a single platform, a single set of standards, a national grid of Internet of Things sensors to fuse data across our country for the benefit of our population, a program to re-engineer government digital services for user centricity, not ministry or agency or policy centricity. A commercial cloud-first approach to public sector databases, a data sharing architecture, and a program for smart urban mobility. These are our national strategic projects. On top of which, we have committed to another 50 transformative digital projects for each ministry, across the ministries, and at least 10 government-driven AI projects over the next 5 years. Let me expand on one, our smart urban mobility, as an example. We are a small, crowded island with not enough land, and already today 12% of that land is taken up by roads. We need to plan ahead to ensure that our public transport system functions well, with a view to increasing our public transport mode share, even as our population continues to grow. Today, 7 million journeys on our public transport network, together with the point-to-point industry. And at the peak hour, 71% of journeys are a combination of what we call walk, cycle, ride, looking at public transport, active mobility, and the point-to-point industry as one policy initiative. And we need to do more to grow that space. What are we doing? Well, we've introduced dynamically routed on-demand buses. We've created a platform for the open sharing of transport data and created a regulatory environment to promote innovation so that mobility as a service products have begun to be introduced in Singapore. We've committed to the development of public transport autonomous vehicles, bus AVs, with a development roadmap moving from initial safety testing in a closed environment, 70 kilometers of public roads for initial operational testing, and we've committed 3 towns for at-scale deployment of public transport autonomous vehicles by 2023, with a whole-of-nation deployment by 2030. We've introduced a federated locker system to improve the delivery of goods, improve logistics operations, and introduced predictive condition-based monitoring and maintenance so that we can improve the reliability and safety of our public transport systems. Today, these efforts have begun to pay off, and we have a private vehicle growth rate of 0%. The number of households owning a car has now begun to decrease. This year it's 39%. And this suggests that our policies and our efforts are moving in the right direction, and our citizens are supporting this effort and believe in the same initiatives. But there is more that needs to be done, because these technologies, the application of these technologies needs to benefit our grandchildren. We need to re-engineer our country using technology to improve lives for generations to come. And to do so, these efforts have to be sustainable, not just financially, but sustainable with respect to resources and energy consumption. We are here in Barcelona to learn how we can do more to take back the best possible lessons for our people. But the challenges that we face in Singapore are not unique. They are not unique to us as a nation. How to create opportunity in a congested city, how to transform the lived experience for all generations, how to deal with resource scarcity, how to plan for climate change. These are our problems in Singapore. And Singapore's problems are the world's problems. And we hope our experience may be useful to learn from, and we hope we can contribute to think about how we can make all of our cities smart together. Thank you very much.